It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, welcome to the Mayor's Report. I'm here at Pottsville in Mayor Clews' office, and we have a lot of great information for you today. Now, I have something to say, and I must tell you that for those of you who felt that Mayor Clews does not have a heart, he does have a heart, because he just recently got a pacemaker. That surprised me when he said that. So first of all, David, how you feeling?
I'm feeling much better.
So it's to the amazement of all my people, they said, he has a heart, really? I said, yes, he does. But all kidding aside, you're coming along okay?
Doing well. Thank goodness for regular checkups.
Yeah.
Had no idea that my heart was beating at the pace it was. So I'm here, I'm back, more energy.
Well, that's, you said something before, men have a tendency of holding back and not doing the things they should be doing. Women, boom, they get a pain, they're there. But that's a classic example of, what if you were not getting regular checkups, etc. So it's important.
It really is. It was, one of those eye-opening moments for me that, because I'd be one with my schedule and being busy, canceling an appointment, rescheduling. Yeah. And some doctors today, you reschedule, you're 2 months out. Yeah. Heaven knows where I would have been 2 months out if I wouldn't have made that visit.
Well, because of that, we're going to hold off on cutting your hair. Okay, so I want you to know, my friends, we can't have the hair cutting contest because he already went through a trauma. We don't need another trauma. Since we met last time, I started a new show called The Schuylkill Report with your good friend, my good friend, Jerry Enders, and Jerry's like a co-host with me. And we have the current show running right now. But we thought what we do is, as we, was looking at when we did the Mayor's Report, and we're talking about what's happening in Pottsville, how it's important for the citizens to know what's going on because they can't make all these meetings. I figured, well, Schuylkill County has so much to offer. And so I called my friend Sam Matta, and Sam said, Sam, I want to do a story on different towns, Shenandoah, Frackville, Monterey City, Tamaqua, the different towns. I don't want to leave the towns out because I think every town has something to offer, such as Pottsville, okay? Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. There's a whole lot of things go on in Schuylkill County. We have a lot of small communities that, just like Pottsville, have a lot of pride in what goes on, a lot of tradition. Events that, because they're smaller towns, they don't have the ability to maybe market as well as, some the town that'll have maybe a little bigger budget to be able to do that with. So having that kind of show is important to the county. And of course, being the county seat here in Pottsville, when good things are happening around us, good things happen here.
That's always the case, But I thought it was very interesting that when Sam was telling me about Shenandoah and all the different churches and the different things, and of course, the landmarks and what they mean. Of course, Tommy and Jimmy Dorsey came there, and the Jordan brothers from Frackville. I mean, we had a lot of powerful people here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We had General Jolwin out of Pottsville. Yeah. Later, actually early this spring or summer, we're going to be dedicating a historic marker for Harry Jaffe, who is credited with making the New Orleans jazz sound. So, important musical person there. I think every small town has that hero or that person it inspires.
We talked about this at one of the shows. I told you that when Mayor Riley was mayor, we did a walk through the downtown, and we started up here at City Hall. And as we were walking down, he was explaining different monuments, different stories, etc. And man, for the 4 or 5 or 6 blocks that I walked down, and what Pottsville has was I never knew that. Do they still have walking tours?
They'll usually do around the holidays. They do, a lot of tours around town. Not as many. The Historical Society puts together walking tours several times a year too. So
there's so much, I mean, to know about, So tell me about the code enforcement.
Well, we have 4 guys working there. One is always out doing the apartment rentals and stuff, making sure they're safe and up to snuff. We have another that takes care of the day-to-day incoming code calls. Grass too high, a lot of garbage on a property, things like that. And then we have a third guy. He's our animal control guy. We've been running into, and he also does all our restaurant inspections too. They're his 2 specialties. Been running into a lot of abandoned dogs lately here in the city. Well, it's kind of a fall off from COVID. People were staying home. The kids wanted a puppy. They got a puppy. COVID's over. Now the kids don't care. And we got a dog that's being neglected.
Oh my God!
So he's been busy with those type of calls.
Where do they go when they get them? To the SPCA?
Well, we work with the SPCA. We recently, because we get those calls at all hours of the day, needless to say, and the SPCA isn't always there. So we've kind of makeshift, 2 kennels out at our city garage that we can at least, hold them overnight. He makes sure they're, safe and secured and fed, and try and take care of them from there. And then Justin is our main code guy. A lot of the new building stuff that's going on, remodeling, he works with the architects and planners that way. So
do you have guidelines as to the different codes that you go into? For example, if you're looking at high grass or trash, or if you're looking at some things that are blight, etc. Do you have different guidelines that you have to go by?
Absolutely, and they're not, one of the things a lot of people think is that the city of Pottsville makes those guidelines up. Well, they're all state guidelines.
Yes.
We just don't willy-nilly, let's write a new ordinance that says grass over 5 inches is now, now a problem. So they're out there enforcing those things. And then there's the process that goes along with it. First, we try and be good working neighbors and say, Mr. Lesante, your grass is too high. Can you get it cut for us? And you say, yeah. And so we give you X amount of days to get that done. And then we're coming back and looking. At which point, if it's not cut, we issue what's called a quality of life ticket that says, now you're going to pay this and get your grass cut. And without getting into a real legal system thing, taken to a magistrate, because that's the next step. Is now now that passes and your grass is now higher and you're not doing anything. So now we come out and you're issued a citation. You've got X amount of days to pay that citation. Then it goes to the magistrate. The magistrate either says, Mr. Lesante, you're guilty, and you owe this much and get your grass cut, or he says, gee, why haven't you got your grass cut? Well, my lawnmower's been broke, or whatever it might be. And he says, well, let's give Mr. Lesante a few more weeks to do it. Well, now, what the neighbor who's complained about it doesn't understand is that process and the time frame. And we'd certainly want it cleaned up sooner, as much, if not more, than the neighbor does. But we've got probably 3 months into it at that point. And you're hoping to get something solved. So we understand the frustration, because it's also frustrating getting those calls constantly. And those guys have a thankless job. Now, we're fortunate the vast majority, will take care of things in a timely manner. But those guys are out there every day. I'm always, one of the things I get every month as mayor, because they do fall under my part of the city. I've got the police and the code officers are my team, so to speak. Everybody here is my team. But they're my main function. And to see them out and what they do, I understand it. It's a tough job. It really is.
Oh my God, yeah.
They try and keep the blight's a problem in every town, and a lot of times, just to add to the frustration, is now we're dealing with an out-of-town property owner or landlord who really doesn't give a what about that property here as long as he gets his rent check. It's a challenging job.
It's the same problem in different cities. I mean,
Absolutely.
Hazleton has it, but sometimes you would hope that they would police themselves. I mean, the police themselves, because you have neighbors. You want to keep your property, presentable, have some respect, okay, for your neighbors. But I remember the code enforcement officer in Hazleton when he would have to go to the restaurants. All right, and that's a challenge. Because sometimes when they went in, I mean, I knew a lot of the restaurant owners, and I was in here and he was complaining about this, and I said, well, I don't understand the guidelines that they have to follow. But like you said, it's not them; it's what they have to enforce. Correct?
Right, exactly. They're not out to try and create problems. They're out to try and solve problems and keep people safe. Yeah. And they've, like you said, they've got guidelines that they're reading, and they always try and work with people, because when you get into a confrontation, nothing gets done. So I don't envy those guys every day out there.
I want to address the landlords that don't live here, live out of town, and only concerned about rents. Now, what can you do about them? Does there have to be a legislative law that says, look, this is the law now, we're making a law indicating if you're a landlord out of town and this, we're going to close it, we're going to cut your rent, we're going to whatever. I mean, more of a stringent law. Does that have to come from legislation, or does that come within the city to develop an ordinance like that?
I think it's a combination of both. It'd be nice to have it from Harrisburg.
Yeah.
We try to make things work that way as much as possible, but again, we're caught in the here's your guidelines, this is what you do. We try and institute those things that it's better for the landlord if his property's looking good. He won't have vacancies, he won't have the turnover, but some just don't care because they're not here. They don't have to look at it.
Unless there's more stringent laws that cuts the flow of income or whatever,
That's about the only thing they understand.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, to pay attention to that.
There's a lot of great landlords,
there's no question. Yeah. It's always
like,
it's always that
handful, as they say.
That ruins it on everybody, and there's neighbors that try to, try their best.
Our code guys, I got to tell you this real quick, Sam. Our code guys give me a monthly report, all they've done. And on average, since I've been mayor, they do about 80 calls a month.
Wow.
And that's above and beyond doing the apartment inspections, doing the restaurant inspections. These are calls coming in for various, complaints about properties. Mm-hmm. They're a busy group.
There's no question about it. I'm glad to hear that you're taking care of the dogs and stray cats or whatever, because it's a shame. Sometimes people buy a pet, they should buy a pet. They treat them like furniture other than pets. And that's a shame. Talking to Mayor Dave Clews, my friends, and don't forget our Schuylkill Report with Jerry Enders and I. Very interesting what's happening in Schuylkill County as well as what's happening here in Pottsville. We'll be back right after this. Well, welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Remember 24/7 SSPTV.com. Once again, I can't thank you enough for making this show, the Sam Lesante Show, the #1 talk show in northeastern Pennsylvania. Now, those results come from the scientific poll that was conducted by Susquehanna Polling and Research. They were voted the #1 research and polling company in the United States. Appreciate that. One of the things on that survey that we saw was reasons why you watch our programming. Not only this programming, but all of the other programs that we have. And you go to our website, you'll see we produce over 21 with our fabulous production department. Is the fact that over 90-some% said that you trust us. And that to me is the most important thing. So when I started the show in 1994 in the Hazleton area, I wanted people to know what was happening in the neighborhood. We have a new show we started here on both stations, Service Electric and as well as Comcast, the Schuylkill Report. A lot of interesting things. That's co-hosted by me and Jerry Enders. And Jerry is very informative, trying to bring more information to you. If you have any information that you'd like us to talk about, particularly in any events coming up, we tape once a month. We'll be taping the next show November 21st, which will cover the month of December. Email me, sam@ssptv.com. We'd be more than happy to talk about it in our next taping. I'm here with Mayor Dave Clews. Just recently got a pacemaker, and yes, he does have a heart. Thank God for that. All right, upcoming events in the greater Pottsville area.
Yeah, we have a lot coming up. We're getting into the holidays here. Last year we ran a very successful Christmas light campaign. So the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and because it's controlled by a photo cell, that means whenever it gets dark, those new lights are all going to come on. I know the Park Tavern, Pilgaroo, several of the other downtown restaurants and businesses plan on doing a little something special at night when the whole town lights up with those new lights.
You can't wait for that.
Oh, I'll be a foot taller that night.
And you raised money for that, right?
Yes, we did. We had a very successful event. Wanted to raise $35,000, raised well over 40.
Wow!
Thanks to a lot of.
Did you see the lights?
Oh yeah. We've had them. We had one up across the street lit.
Wow.
We had it up for a couple of days. I think it's.
Are they doing the LED lights?
LED lighting, very lightweight. The street department guys love them because they're a whole lot easier to handle, and they're not 25 years old and brittle anymore.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to see what it looks like.
I can't wait to see it either. They looked great on the one pole. I think from here looking down Center Street, it's going to look spectacular when they're all up and lit. Yeah. So we have that happening. The day after that, actually, that takes us to Small Business Saturday. And, the merchants do their Elf on a Shelf, where there's an elf at different businesses. Mm-hmm. Kids and their families travel around, and there's prizes and stuff they'll do at the end for those who visit all the elves.
Good.
Always a good time. I've done it myself at my shop from the beginning, and it's fun having the kids.
What do you hide an elf in the?
Yeah, little elf, and
hey, I could play that part.
There you go. We could have you run around town that way.
Dressed up as an elf. So each store has an elf.
Each store has an elf somewhere.
So if I went to Drastis and Sons, they'd have an elf.
They'd have an elf somewhere.
Hydrangea, they'd have an elf there. Oh, that's good.
So it's it's a good time. Some of them will make them pretty obvious. Some of them do a little elf hunt while they're there. So good time. I've always interacted with the kids.
12-volt Dave's.
We do it out at 12-volt Dave's. I always welcome them to the shop. Say, oh, looks like a great elf hunter here.
Yeah, good.
And watch them look around, give them some hints sometimes. It's fun.
That's a lot of fun.
So that happens. On that Saturday is also the mayor's lighting of the Christmas tree in Garfield Square. It was formerly called the Mayor's Christmas Party. This year our rec commission wants to come up with a slightly different name, because we used to go to the square, light the tree, Santa would be there. Last year we had a nice vocalist there to sing a Christmas song or two, and then we would go down to the church on the corner, and kids would sit on Santa's lap, serve them up some pizza and stuff, and have a nice time. This year we have Discovery Park at 3rd Street, and they're going to be doing some Christmas-type games there. And same thing, kids will get gifts and prizes, and they'll have some hot chocolate and food there.
You have caroling?
Don't have caroling.
Boy, that'd be nice to have.
That would be nice to have them out and about.
Not like having all the lights on, a little snow coming down, and everyone caroling. Certainly, you don't. You not singing. We don't.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
We don't want that. But that'd be very nice.
The old hometown Christmas.
Yeah, it just makes you
hallmark moment.
Yeah, it makes you feel part of it. Well, you have a lot of activities happening in town.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate. A young entrepreneur here has started doing outdoor markets in the summer. And the last one he closed up for the season this past weekend, 73 vendors down here at Alvernia's parking lot. 73, Sam. It was amazing. And he does them here and down at Union Station. We also right now this year have trains leaving Pottsville that are going on a fall foliage tour up to Jim Thorpe and then returning here to Pottsville. I talked to the owner of the train company, and He's got a full schedule for next spring and summer, bringing people into Pottsville here. We're coordinating it with our market guy, because a lot of craft vendors and the people love that, getting off the train before they hit Yingling Brewery and Jerry's Classic Car Museum and all the other places. So pretty exciting.
Let me add to this, my friends. You know, we also play this show in the Hazelton Market, as you know. But if you want to know what's happening in Schuylkill County, explore Schuylkill. They're one of our advertisers, but you go in there and they have a complete array of everything that you need to know about the town and Pottsville as well as Schuylkill County. I was amazed when I was there, because we're taping Explore, the Schuylkill report at the Schuylkill Explore Schuylkill, and I saw all the brochures there, and you've seen them too. Mm-hmm. There's so much there, okay, and that goes back to why we did the Schuylkill report. It's because there's so much history and great things to do.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, all the things that I often tell people, you know, we all like to travel and go somewhere and see different things, but we miss so much stuff that's right here in our backyards, right around us. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I think we all are. That, You know, there's certain things that you know, I'm you know, all but ashamed to say I haven't been to the Pioneer Tunnel in, I don't want to say how long, but you know, a great site. And there's so many other historic things that happen around here that you know, we forget about our own hometowns.
Now, where the kids see Santa Claus?
Kids will see Santa Claus this year at what we call Discovery Park, right next to the library at 3rd and Market Street. Mm-hmm. There's also usually a Santa Claus at the Majestic Theater. The Lions Club sponsors a Christmas movie there every year, well attended.
That's a beautiful theater.
It really is.
Well, it's a diamond in the rough here. It's really a nice place.
They continue to invest in it. The new director there is just outstanding. She comes up with so many ideas. It is a jewel.
You know, they could sell that thing out, other than your haircutting. We're going to put that on hold because he wants to run. They could sell that place out, and they could make a lot of money if they would have me singing there. You know, Sam Lesante featured singing. We would sell it out. Do you think, Father? Huh? Yeah, Father Cedera thinks so, baby.
He always agrees with you.
Yeah, well, of course. That's why he's a
You're
good
his ride home.
That's
why.
That's why he's a good priest. No, I'm there. It's such a beautiful place, you know, and she does a great job.
She does.
You don't like the idea of me singing there one night, having a Sam Lesante concert?
If you're going to sell the place out, sure.
Yeah, would you come?
I'd be front row.
Nothing like putting yourself in the Christmas spirit. You know, we need a lot of happiness and a lot of things that we're going through in this world today. And you know, I always tell people, you know, and that's why I like coming and doing the shows here in Pottsville, because people are positive. You know, I tell people, stay away from negative people. You don't need that. You have enough in your life. You know, look at you. You went through getting. What did you get?
Well, I have a pacemaker. I've had open heart. Yeah. I lost my wife early. I mean, I've had my share of sorrow.
Yeah, so I mean, do you need people to depress you on top of that?
No,
you don't need.
I mean, fine on my own.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I just say, just surround yourself with people. You know, I like these people. Even if you say, well, that's a beautiful day, the sun's out. Yeah, but it's going to rain tomorrow, and and so no matter what you say, they turn it into a negative, and it's just sad. There's just enough to do. But I got to tell you, it's nice to see you healthy and back on track. And we'll put the hair cutting contest for the springtime.
Okay.
Springtime. I'm disappointing a lot of people. Could you imagine the money we could make when we have this contest? My friends, they cut the hair in the back. So hey, listen. Speaking before we go. Do you ever get any comments about the hair from people?
Oh, yeah.
Like when you go to me, is that the mayor? Yeah, do you?
Oh, no. The ponytail all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. When I'm introduced, I can catch them because they kind of lean back.
Yeah.
Really, you're the mayor? I'm like, yeah, I'm the mayor with the ponytail.
Now,
yeah.
what's the reason for the ponytail?
Well, the reason for the ponytail, and this is when those guys that like to give it to me and girls that like say, the ponytail has to go. So well, listen, here's the story of the ponytail. My wife was a hairstylist, and that was her profession. We were out one night, and a gentleman about my age walked by with a ponytail down to about the middle of his back. And I said, hey, look at that. And she said, don't even think about it. I said, what are you telling me I can't wear it as a style? She goes, oh, you can wear it as a style. You don't have the patience for it.
Oh.
Well, it's here. It's not going anywhere.
She said the wrong thing the day
Yeah,
before.
yeah, it's like
That's good. Well, it's good to have you back. A lot of great things happening in the city, and you're addressing them. The police department's doing fine. The fire department doing good. You had a great car cruise, and so it grows every year. So I'm hoping that we'll do another show before Christmas. But remember, folks, if you have any comments you'd like to ask the mayor, just email me, sam@ssptv.com, and we'd be more than happy to answer them. Anything in closing, my friend?
No, I mean, just proud to be back here. Kind of after the pacemaker, a new feeling. Yeah. Still very positive about my hometown. Positive about all the people I work with here in City Hall. Everybody has a bad day at work. And I know as a whole, the team that's here in this building want to help people. They do occasionally have bad days. And so I know when somebody says, somebody was mean to me, or I didn't, they didn't do what I asked. Well, some days people just have those days, and some days it is what it is too. Yeah. But I believe in the team here, and I think that goes to the positive vibe that I like to generate from my hometown.
No question about it. No question about it. If we're taping before Thanksgiving, I don't know if we get the show on, but we want to wish you the best of Thanksgiving. Don't forget those Cucks turkeys, the best that you can get. And don't forget, my friends, we're giving thanks. Get to your church, give thanks for what you have in life. It's very important. Don't forget the most important thing, and that's God in our lives. We want to keep God in our lives because it's very important. We'll see you next time.